R. Relevant. Some iterations of SMART goals actually has R as realistic, which is kind of redundant because in order to have an attainable goal, it must be realistic. So the R actually stands for relevant. There is no will without purpose. When you set a goal, it has to have a special meaning to you. Without purpose, there is no reason. Without reason, there is no will. And without will, there is no action. When you set a goal because you think something is cool, then you are stepping in the wrong direction. I have seen several people I know who have set goals to learn an instrument. Mind you, these people have little musical talents. When asked why, their reason was the simple immature answer of, to impress girls. At that very moment, I knew there was a 95% chance of failure. When you set a goal that is not relevant to you or your lifestyle, you will not be as committed. The to impress others goals have no depth. They are shallow goals. The I'm going to quit gambling because my girlfriend told me to or asked me to goal is shallow. It holds little substance. Sure, it is a noble act, but it is not going to get most people far. When you set a goal because it was implanted in your head by someone or society, that goal is not yours. When something is not yours, you don't value it as much. What is the genesis of this goal? Where does this idea come from? How does this goal impact me, my life, and my future? Your goal has to be relevant to you and your life first. If your goals were not created by you, then you need to modify and customize them to suit you, your life, and your future. Instead of saying, I'm going to quit gambling for my girlfriend, or because she told me to, you could say, I need to get rid of this gambling problem because it's having a negative impact on my life physically and monetarily. I don't want to disappoint the people around me anymore, and I need to be financially responsible and stop being so reckless with my earnings. When you design your goal, the central focus should always be you, because there's nothing else in the world you can control but yourself. You cannot expect other people to follow along with your plans. Life does not work that way. You should constantly focus on yourself and what you can do to achieve your goals. When you change yourself, everything around you will change. A goal with great depth and purpose should inspire you and fuel you. You need to be able to tell yourself that this is my goal, I own it, I planned it, and I will achieve it for me. If it is a noble goal, then others around you will reap the benefits once you have achieved that goal. It may sound selfish, but I assure you it is not. It is your goal, it is your life. I understand that you may need to keep others in mind when you set your goals, but in the end, your goal is your goal. It is up to you on whether you achieve it or not. The objective is to value your own goals. Your goals should have a meaningful impact on your life and your future. The main objective of your goal should not be to please others. T. Timely or time-bound. The synonym for one day or someday is never. The antonym is today. Just like how all goals should be measurable, all goals need a due date. I'm sure every one of us have something that we've been putting in a back burner, but that day hasn't come yet. The perfect day that everything in the universe will fall into place and all of our problems will disappear. The truth is, for 95% of people, that day will never come. If you are thinking that you are the 5%, then you are probably thinking that you win the lottery too. Everything in life has an end. Your goals should have one too. Most people set goals with no end date or extremely flexible ones. In school, how many of us actually completed our papers several days before it was due? Most people are procrastinators. This mentality may work fine in a school or even some work environments, but when it comes to fulfilling life goals, it does not help. Having a due date in mind should actually pressure you into achieving your goals. I think one of the best ways to keep a due date is to have a friendly wager with a friend, family, or significant other. Tell this person your goal and make a bet with them that if you do not achieve the goal by the due date, there will be repercussions. What should you bet? Simple. Money and time. I'm not talking about an insignificant amount either. Bet an amount that you actually fear losing, whether it is $500 or $1,000. That LV bag for your girlfriend or a big screen TV for your boyfriend. On top of the monetary bet, tell them that you will take them out to whatever place, show, or event they want to go. Tell whoever you are betting that all they have to do once you achieve your goal is to take you out to lunch or dinner. The bet is not meant to be fair. You should always be the underdog in this kind of wager. The purpose is to set a risk and reward system that is absent from our mind when we are not in school or a work environment. People set goals and constantly move their due dates because there are no repercussions or penalties for not achieving them. Realistically, what is a suitable time frame for this goal? When setting a time-restrictive goal, people overestimate the time that is available to them. Similar to setting a measurable goal, you must be calculative about setting the time frame of your goal. Be honest with yourself about how much you are willing to invest in this goal. Most people are slow when it comes to adapting to new changes. You have to know your pace and go at that comfortable pace until you can turn it up a notch. The objective is to set a due date that is reasonable and one that you can uphold yourself to. E. Environment. Social. No one accomplishes anything worthwhile in this world alone. If you think you did, then you are narcissistic and selfish. Now more than ever, we are connected to one another with social networking and technologies that are globalizing the world. We no longer have to see a person or even know who they are in order to connect and interact with them. Even if you do not know it, you are a part of a community. If you have a Facebook, then you are part of the Facebook community. If you are in a forum or a bulletin board site, you are part of that community. The people around us are part of our communities and a part of their own communities. We are all in this together, whether you like it or not. Our environment shapes us. The people around us and the society we live in, it all contributes to who we are and who we become. You need to be mindful of who and what can help you achieve your goals. Are the people around me beneficial or toxic regarding my goal? The people we associate ourselves with are fragments of ourselves. They reflect something that we can relate to. That is why we associate with them. However, not everyone around us is a good part of our life, even if we think they are. A beneficial person will guide and remind you of your goals. At the very least, they will be supportive of you. A toxic person will doubt and may even mock your goals, whether this happens up front or behind your back. Sometimes those we think are beneficial are actually toxic towards us. We have to figure out which side our associates are on and deal with them accordingly. Imagine a time when you told your friends or family that you were going to do something and the first thing they did was laugh or chuckle. I'm sure most of us have had this experience. This is what happens when you tell toxic people your goals. Toxic people aren't necessarily bad, mean, or evil. They can be our closest friend or family member. You have to understand that people judge based on their own capabilities. If they cannot see themselves do it, then they cannot be able to envision you doing it. They see their limitations as your limitation. There is a method of dealing with toxic people when it comes to our goals. That method is to accept their negativity and ignore it. As humans, we are wired to automatically block things out that we do not want to hear. However, the things that we do not want to hear might be the most beneficial things for us to listen to. So, there is a reason why a person doubts you, and try to find out what it is. If that person is willing to tell you, then listen. Listen to your character flaws. You are human and you have a lot of flaws. Listen when people speak about your flaws, especially when it comes from someone who knows you. The goal here is to gain a different perspective of yourself and grow from it. After accepting what that person had to say, grow from it and ignore their negativity. You are not ignoring that person, just their negativity. The thing is, the closer you are to achieving your goal, the more accepting a toxic person should become. Prove to them that they were wrong all along. And if they are any good to you, then they will become supportive of you once they see that you are serious. Who can I depend on for support? How can I find support? You should not have to achieve your goals alone or without support. There should always be someone in your life that supports you and believes in you. If you do not have that person, then you need to start looking. It does not even have to be a person in real life. The wonderful thing about the internet is that it can connect you to people who have the same goals and strife as you. Whether you are looking to control an addiction, start up a business, need help overcoming a problem, or want to learn something new, there is a community for that. Online communities may hide some of the most valuable nuggets of information you can get. You can Google your question or issue and the result will always lead you to some sort of forum or bulletin board community with thousands of people with the same question and issue. If you feel a lack of support in your life, you may find it virtually online. Since almost everyone in that particular community is focused on the same thing, you should be able to find a wealth of information and advice from people who have done it and succeeded, from people who have just started. If you are lucky enough to find a person or group in real life who shares the same goal, you should cherish it. Help and support one another as much as you can. Constantly give feedback and assess everyone's progress together. Promote a positive attitude among each other and keep everyone motivated. The most important thing is to have fun as everyone inch closer towards their goal. Your objective is to build a support group that will push you to continue with your goals. If you can get your friends and family to have the same goals as you, that's even better. The more support you give one another, the stronger everyone gets. Environment, physical. Being in the right setting and having the right tools are crucial towards your goal. The first part of environment is to create a supportive social environment. The second part will focus on the physical environment. Do you have the right tools for what you need to do? You need the right tools to maximize your efforts. You will not use a pickaxe to hammer down a nail, would you? If your goal was to physically get buff through weight training, but you lack the equipment at home, you have several choices, but it all pretty much boils down to you can either buy the equipment or join a gym. Whichever choice you make should be the most comfortable and most convenient choice for you. Regardless of what you will do, you need the right tools and equipment in order to make progress. Not having the right tool can ruin your goal because you may not be able to accomplish it, at least not at a very fast pace. Am I in the right setting for my goal? The right setting is just as important as having the right tools. If your goal is to stop drinking alcohol, but the places you frequent are filled with people drinking, it can ruin your plan. You have to find other places to hang out that do not readily serve alcohol, so there will be less temptation for you to relapse. If your friends are heavy drinkers and are not supportive of your goals to stop drinking, then you may need to change your company as well as your environment. You need to do what is best for you so you can achieve your goal. Creating the right physical environment will start to shift you mentally as well. You will see and experience new things you may find better and more interesting than your past environments. When everything around you changes, you will have to change as well. The objective is to create a new physical environment that will maximize your efforts and promote a new lifestyle change. That environment will nurture your goal until you achieve it. R. Review. Out of sight, out of mind. How many times have you set a goal and just sort of forgot about it, then forgot about it, then forgot about it some more until it disappeared? For most people, New Year resolutions are exactly these type of goals. They might start off refreshed and motivated about their resolution, but as soon as February begins, most people already forgotten about it. If you do not see your goal and shove it in your face all the time, you will forget about it. People are programmed to follow routine and maintain a status quo. When you set a new goal for yourself, this is considered a disruption of your routine. Your mind and body will throw a tantrum to reject this disruption. The only thing you can control is the process of acceptance, to ensure that both your mind and body will start to align and accept that the goal is here to stay. Write a short statement of your goal. Just like that looming project deadline date, the term paper due date, or the monthly credit card due date, we need to remind ourselves of our goals and their due dates. Write out a short statement of your goal. Example, I will pay off the remainder of my student loans by April the latest. I will be able to bench press my body weight by December the latest. I will be in a director position in the next 3 years. If you do not want others to know your goal, simply write it in code or a metaphor that only you can understand. Just have something to remind you of your goal so you can stay focused on it. Shove that statement in your face. The next step is to make that statement haunt you. Post it in front of your bathroom mirror, post it in your smartphone homepage, post it in front of your computer, post it on your car steering wheel, just post it everywhere. You want this goal to have a life of its own. You want it to haunt you and nag you. Make it a habit to do a progress check on yourself and your goal. See how close you are achieving it. Celebrate each milestone you have reached. Just do not go overboard on the celebration until after you have achieved your entire goal. Tweak some details to maximize your chances of success. Your objective is to constantly remind yourself of your goal. Constantly refine and tweak details and habits. Constantly working towards a better you and a better life. Back to that mystery $100,000 briefcase game show. What if I told you that your next clue is? The briefcase is located in the school nearest to your city's main municipal building. It is located in an odd number locker on an even number floor. The combination to the locker is 2, 11, 9. Will you participate in the game show now?